I thought watching the game, all the different sides, I thought special teams, we did a really nice job. Our kicking, we had the two real long field goals that we gotta land some of those with Brandon, but it wasn't. He was right on. It was a little heavy air there. It was humid, but we should have got a little closer for him to get those kicks in there. But the coverage teams did a really good job against a really good returner. I thought offensively we had some explosive plays. That was good to see. We protected the quarterback for as far behind as we were, and as much as he had to stand back there. I thought we protected pretty good when a team knows that you're going to pass in those situations. That put a lot of pressure on our offensive line. The young offensive line did a good job in the pass game. We got to open up a few more holes in the run game, but I don't think you could really see a lot about that because we're so far behind in the game. And then defensively, just progression, being where you're supposed to be and not giving up those big plays. And we got that settled down a little bit in the middle of the game, and then we were subbing at the end like they were subbing, and our young guys came in, didn't have real good eye discipline, so we kind of let the game get out of hand. But there was a moment in there in the third quarter and stuff where we were in the 30s to 14s or 40s to 14s, and we were still fighting in that game. And then at the end, those last two touchdowns and the fumble hit that cost that was 21 points that shouldn't have been on the scoreboard there at the end.
Just what was your message to the guys after that one?
Oh, we got a long season. It's one game. You play a really good team right there, and we didn't come out in that game the way we wanted to. But what we did on offense, 3 or 4 play drive for a touchdown right off the bat there, and we gave up the touchdown on the first drive. Defensively, we had a blitz on the third down play that nobody blocked us, and the quarterback shook a guy that wasn't blocked on the play and ended up scrambling throwing a 40 or 50-yard pass right there, and that's what Caleb Williams can do. And yet they scored, and then we came back and we scored on 4 plays. And then after that, I think we went 3 or 4 straight 3-and-outs on offense, and defensively the field position wasn't good, and they kept scoring, and the game gets away from me. Like I said last week, there's the games that they play, that's what happens. There's a kick return or a big play, and all of a sudden you're down 3 touchdowns or 2 touchdowns really fast, and we wanted that to not happen, and we let it happen. So, we got to learn from that. But the players were good. They practiced well yesterday. They know it's a long season. It was the first time they all played together. I thought the energy was good on the sidelines, even towards the end when it got out. Guys were really playing hard. I think AJ came in there and Cross came in there. Those guys were making a lot of energy. The young O-line that came in did a good job. And then there at the end you got Jamal Bell, who had a really good game, got loose for the touchdown that AJ gave it to him, and then John Jackson got loose on a long pass there at the end. So they were still making some plays, and I think that's what the future is going to look like with the offense.
What did you see specifically from Bianco when he got in there late?
Yeah, so you don't know what you're going to have with the freshman. We knew what we had seen in practice, and he's kind of an unflappable guy. He's got a lot of confidence. He makes all the throws, and we didn't know, we just wanted to see it, at that time of the game. And after, Brennan taking some shots, and we said, let's let AJ take some run here and see what he looks like out here in the Coliseum. And, he did what we thought AJ would do. He made a beautiful throw there and got his touchdown, and then came right back and did the next drive. And unfortunately, he was at the last 2 plays, we had guys wide open, and we just couldn't get enough time for him to get those passes off, or probably would have got another touchdown there.
You guys threw for more yards on Saturday than any game last year, so just how encouraging is that for you, for your offense, knowing that you guys are taking steps forward still?
Yeah, I mean, I think the personnel upgrade at a lot of those positions helped us. I think as those guys work together, they'll get better and better now. Kalecki Latu at tight end, and Dyson Frank coming back at tight end, and Cam Zeidler. Some of those guys have been a little banged up, and as those guys come back into the mix, and you get Sean and Ashton, just a little bit more room, and you get them in a game where the team doesn't have to pass quite as much. I think it's all going to come together. But that was really optimistic, and especially how hard the offensive line played. You know, those guys, a lot of them played together last year, but with Angus coaching them, I thought the energy of the offensive line, how they fought was really impressive. And then when the backups came in, those guys were fighting too, and that was really good to see. You know, I just wish we didn't have the score at that level, so we could have really got to see them play in a little bit more pressurized situation.
Coach, what's the biggest difference going through the offseason and then having that first game versus maybe the improvements, the adjustments that you can make from game one to game two?
Well, that's the first time a lot of those guys, we've practiced a lot of situations, but that's the first time a lot of those guys have you know, been in it in a real situation like that together. You know, Brendan, Sean, Crocker, John Jack, a lot of those guys have been in those situations, but not together, you know, and playing in that situation. And we had a chance to drive right before the half, and we got a field goal attempt out of that, which was good. We didn't end up getting it. We should have got them a little bit closer. But I think between week 1 and week 2, they know what to expect from each other. And we came out of the game healthy, which was a big bonus there. And, you know, so now we get a home game, and you know, I think we'll make a big jump. You know, with eye discipline, the energy, all the things that you want to see your team improve on. But the coverage lanes on kicks and stuff like that, that's what you worry about as a coach as well. And I thought we really did well on those things. You know, I think they had a 12-yard punt return is all they got in the game, and they averaged 14 yards a kickoff return with some of the best you know, return guys in the country the week before. So I think those are all things you build on and get better at in your second game.
What's your assessment of Idaho so far?
Yeah, they're one of the best teams, you know, in FCS for sure. You know, the quarterback, again, these first 4 games, we play some really, really good quarterbacks, and he's one of the top players in college football. You know, the way he can move around, he's kind of a similar to Caleb. You know, obviously he plays that kind of game where he moves with his feet. He's got a great arm. He sees the field really well. They got a lot of confidence. There's a lot of guys back on that team, and just watching them against Lamar last week, they've got a lot of confidence all over the field. Their returners are good. You know, their punt returner had a long punt return. They got some takeaways. So, you know, it's a team that has been together, you know, doing their thing, and a lot of their skill position guys are back. You know, their wide receivers he's a big handful, you know, number 80, and they've got a receiver number 1 that is their punt returner that's also a deep ball threat. And, you know, the running back had a 90-yard touchdown run. So, you know, we're just facing good players and another really good football team at home.
I'm doing a feature this week with 2 players from Idaho. They're from Fallon, Sean and Tommy McCormick. If you know anything about their game, are you willing to kind of just expand on what they bring to the table?
Well, I know their dad really well, so you know, that's a little bonus. You know, when you get to see players that you knew when they were babies. You know, I haven't met them in a long time, but I met them when they were little. So, you know, Northern Nevada guys that got away and will be motivated when they come back, and they're both you know, really good players from this area that are out in the world of college football. So, you know, I'm always proud of Northern Nevada guys that are out playing. I just wish, you know, most of them stayed on our football team.
What is the game plan to try and contain their 2 receivers, Hatton and Jackson?
Yeah, we're still. I mean, we've been working on that for a couple days now, and you know, we'll have. First of all, you got to stop the run first and make sure that you get past situations so you can get into some of the stuff that you can do to put pressure on quarterbacks and double team receivers and do that. You know, the few times that we did that against USC, when we got them in third down, we didn't get many. I think 6 or 7 third downs is all we got because of their, you know, how explosive they were. But when we got into our packages, you know, we forced them to drop a snap, the one that we recovered, and we got them to get off the field on a couple punts when we got into our exotic packages there and pass downs. But the big thing is you got to get them in those situations. If we can do that, I think our secondary, we can get guys in positions to help other guys in the coverages. So, but a lot of that depends on, you know, situation of the game too. 3rd and longs are a heck of a lot easier to cover than 2nd and longs. So, hopefully we're improved in those situations as well in 1st and 2nd down and get into position where we can use our pass rush and our blitz packages and our coverage packages.
I think it was in the 4th quarter, Coach. I saw Isaiah Sessom, a wide
Yeah, he's one of the guys on our team that over the last 6 months we've worked at, you know, getting him where he can make more plays for us. You know, he's done that quite a bit in spring ball and in fall practice. I think at the end of the spring game he had a couple catches. We move him around over there. Jamal Bell plays running back at times. For us, John Jackson plays all over the place. So I've always been a big believer, you know, that guys that are football players and can make big plays, you know, you got to use those guys in situations that you think they can flourish. And, you know, he's a really fast guy. He's got great ball skills on the defensive side of the ball. He's a punt returner, and he was a really good high school wide receiver. So we'd be crazy to not use him if he could be an advantage for us. You know, when I was at Oregon, Noah Sewell, as our middle linebacker, was also our short yardage running back. You know, I'm all in on that stuff. I don't think you know, the old days of football, everybody played both ways and on special teams. So, you know, I got no problem with guys, and we have a few over there that really want to do that, and we're lucky in what we've done here to be able to make it simple enough that guys can jump into different positions and use their athletic ability.
Why should fans come out and watch you guys in a day game at Mackey on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of season left. This team, if you just watch it from the outside, if you look at the score, you know, you don't know. But if you watch the game, you can see there's a talent upgrade there. There's an exciting brand of football. The offense did a much better job organization-wise and how they approached the game. It was really optimistic to see those guys defensively. We've got to get more continuity there, but I think it's going to be a bright season. I think we'll get better every week. I think the quarterbacks did a really nice job. I think there's enough stuff there to watch that you'd want to come out and take a look at it.
Just with Brendan Lewis too, I mean, he seemed pretty comfortable out there with his first game here. I mean, how nice is that, knowing that in week one you do have a quarterback that is very comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, he stepped right out there and, you know, hit Spence on a perfect pass for a 70-yard gain there, and he was good going up to the game and all the meetings and how he controlled the team as a captain and as our quarterback. And I thought the team, we traveled really well, we prepared really well. We just have to put that out on the field this Saturday. So, but yeah, I thought Brendan was, you know, he's been in those games before, and I think it showed right off the get there. But he was also really positive at the end when we wanted to see let AJ get out and get his first reps too. He was real positive. He was standing right next to me. I could hear him yelling over my shoulder. So I just think he's a great team player.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You were on the sidelines back when y'all shared a conference. Was that right? Back when you were an assistant in the early '90s.
With Idaho?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
What do you remember about those matches? I know it's a while back.
Man, I've been in a lot of games in the Kibbe Dome here. You know, I remember John Freeze was their quarterback a million years ago. You know, some of those guys, Casey Dunn, some of those guys. But we've had triple overtime games here with Idaho to go to the playoffs back in the day. We've had different conferences. We've been inside, outside. I mean, they've always been a real, from the John L. Smith and Dennis Erickson days, all the different staffs. It's been a really good competition, really good rivalry over the years, and you know, I haven't played them I think since my first year at Washington State. It's been a while since I've played them, but always have had really good games against the Vandals.